Well, what's up again there, guys? Brian the Three Dogs Gamer here, and I'm here to give you my official breakdown of, I'd say, a good portion of the E3 press conferences that were held over about 2 days. Now, before I go into just my initial thoughts on basically everything that I watched during the online streams, I really appreciate it if you could press that subscribe button so you could help grow the channel and be part of the community and hopefully grant me more ideas that I can make for future content videos. So I would just like to let you guys know that I did not see all the press conferences. I did see Microsoft, I did see Bethesda, I did see Ubisoft. I did not get a chance to see Square Enix, but I do know what happened there, and the less about Nintendo, the better. So starting off with Microsoft, I'm going to be honest. The one thing I can say about this year's E3 was it was a decent show, but it wasn't really great. Like for years, I had always had this feeling that I always wanted to go to every E3 that I could, but this E3, I don't really felt the need that I needed to actually be there because there wasn't really any major, at least from what I saw, there wasn't really any major announcements that got me excited for anything. Anything that they showed was either for a game that I either had no interest in playing or already had plans on getting anyway. And so when you're in that position, you don't need to show me any more about the game. I'm already locked and set on getting it, so you don't have to try to convince me anymore. But from what I remember about the Microsoft conference, let's see, they showed a bit of Cyberpunk, I think it's 2077, which, again, they didn't show us any new gameplay, which is surprising. But I thought, the reveal of Keanu Reeves was probably the highlight of that entire press conference. I thought it was awesome. How much he's going to actually be in the game is questionable. I expect he might have like a glorified cameo, but if he's in the game extensively, I think that'll be awesome. So that one, I was already set on getting that game anyway. They announced another Gears game. Which didn't really do. I mean, it's Gears. I mean, what can you expect? And then they kind of ended it with them kind of announcing their next Xbox, and it was kind of like a generic announcement. They were saying, "Oh my God, it's going to be like the best console we've ever created," which is kind of what every reveal of a console says. And at this point, like, I don't really care about specs. I don't care about what you're doing to make the console run faster. I mean, I expect it. I care about the features, and they didn't really explain anything. And they called it Xbox Scarlet, or the Project Scarlet, which I'm not sure if that's the official name of what they're going to call their next Xbox, because the term Scarlet, I kind of always associate it with the color red, and that's Nintendo's things. Like, Nintendo is red, PlayStation is blue, Xbox is green. And they showed off another cinematic trailer for Halo Infinite. Didn't really tell us anything. I mean, they just showed Master Chief just floating out in space, and apparently one of the rings was destroyed for some reason, so there's that. So overall, I mean, even as a Sony fanboy who has a deep hatred for Microsoft, I didn't really feel much anger because they didn't really show anything that had me, cause for concern. It was just kind of looks like they played it safe this year, and that's fine. Which is ironic because with Sony not being there, and that's their main competitor, you would expect them to just kind of go all out and go all crazy and really give it everything they got. But I think they just played it kind of safe, and that was okay. But anything that wasn't exclusive was probably something that either I already intend to get or something that's just not interesting me. So going into the first press conference that I really did take notes for, and it was the Bethesda conference, and this kind of felt the same way because everything on this list was either something that I either don't have interest in or something I'm already set on getting. First they announced Elder Scrolls Blades. I've never played an Elder Scrolls game, and therefore I don't really have an interest in playing that. And then they released more information about Fallout. They announced that they were going to add NPCs. They added a couple of extras. I've never played a Fallout game before, so yeah. However, the first game that really stuck out to me, that really got my attention, it's a shame that they did not show any gameplay, but just from the look of it and the atmosphere of it, it looks interesting, was Ghostwire Tokyo. Still don't really know what this game is about, but I think the way they presented it was very, very impressive. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what this game is all about. It's definitely horror based, and that's cool. So there's that. Then they showed more footage of Rage 2. I haven't played Rage 2, and I don't think I will. Then they showed off more gameplay footage or more information on Wolfenstein Youngblood. I already got that pre-ordered. I'm good. I'm good on that. And then they showed off some footage, again, more footage, a lot of footage, no gameplay, of a game called Deathloop. Interesting concept. I mean, it kind of felt like Tomorrow's Edge, you know, the Tom Cruise film where like you die and then you have to restart, and then you die again, you have to restart, and you gotta go after your other opponent, and when they die and then they restart. Now, still, it really would. I think a lot of these announcements would have been better had they actually showed us some gameplay. I think that is the one element that was seriously lacking at this year's E3. It was a lot of cinematic trailers but no gameplay. And when you do show gameplay, it enhances the announcement of your game that much more. And not many games did that this year, which is just kind of upsetting. And then they showed off more gameplay of Doom Eternal. Again, I'm good. I'm already getting that. They did announce the collector's edition helmet, which I already checked online. It's already sold out, but I wasn't planning on getting that since I already have a gigantic helmet, so I don't need a second one. But Doom Eternal looks awesome. There's no question. I mean, I absolutely love the hell out of, I believe, 2016's Doom. So there was no question I was going to enjoy Doom Eternal when it comes out. I'm definitely looking forward to playing it. That's something I absolutely would love to stream, and that's something that I'm already set on getting. When we went to Ubisoft now, a little disappointing because I was expecting an announcement of a new Assassin's Creed game, and we didn't get that. However, they announced that they were doing a Assassin's Creed Sympathy, which was okay. I've never actually been to a Sympathy concert for a video game series. I'd like to, but it would have to be for like Final Fantasy or something like that, which is cool. But we didn't get any announcement for Assassin's Creed, which is unfortunate. They announced the next Watch Dogs game, which was already leaked, which this one's called Watch Dogs Legion, which takes place in London, and they basically were just kind of pushing the idea that, you can control anyone, you can recruit anyone, and everybody has different special techniques and abilities and skill sets. That's cool and all, but I didn't play the first Watch Dogs, and so I'm not sure if I'm going to be interested in playing this one either, so yeah. Then they showed us more footage. I don't think it showed any gameplay, but more like cinematic cutscenes of Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I have not played a Ghost Recon game in at least well over a decade. So again, this is another game that I know what it is about, but I have no interest in playing it. And the same goes for the next game that they showed, which was Rainbow Six Quarantine. I don't think I've ever even played a Rainbow Six game. So yeah, this didn't really help. However, I think they closed it off with them showing just more information about the Division 2, which I'm enjoying the Division 2. So the fact that they announced that they were going to add more chapters and episodes that would allow me to take my character to different locations outside of Washington, D.C. is a major plus. I absolutely do plan on testing those suckers out and hopefully getting a chance to play with some of you guys. If you happen to have the Division 2, which I absolutely recommend that you do, I look forward to playing those when they release. And that kind of takes us to Square Enix, which unfortunately I did not actually see, but I know what they announced. But the main attraction was the release date of Final Fantasy VII Remake. We saw a lot of gameplay. I saw my girl Tifa up there. Love seeing her. Anything with her in it, is definitely going to get me seriously pumped up. And Final Fantasy VII Remake looks incredible. It looks exactly what I would expect it to be. Now, I didn't really get to know more information about the breakdown of how the gameplay and how the battle system actually works, but they did explain exactly why it was coming out in episodes and how they were going to expand on more information about Midgard. So that's why they're putting it on 2 discs, which I think is interesting and kind of reminiscent of how Final Fantasy VII used to come out, how technically Final Fantasy VII on PlayStation 1 came in 3 discs. So the fact that this remake is also going to have multiple discs, I think is an incredible throwback. However, I will say this, before I say that, I already did pre-order the deluxe edition for Final Fantasy VII Remake. However, I did happen to see the first class edition, and I really want to talk about that, but I'm not sure if I should. Let me know if you want me to talk about it, because I have a lot to say about that, and just it's not very positive. However, as pumped up as I am about Final Fantasy VII, and trust me, I am absolutely pumped up. There's no question in my mind that it's going to be my most anticipated game of 2020. Later that night, while I was at work, you know, just watching trailers and getting all this information about what was happening at the conference, I happened to get a little bit of information about the remake that I wish I hadn't found out about. And I'm not going to say it's going to ruin my experience, because it's not. But this bit of information is going to, in a way, take me out of the game while I'm playing it for at least half of the game. If Square sticks to their guns and they stick to how the story is told. I don't want to say what it is, but I'm not angry that I found out about this information, but I can't deny that it's going to definitely affect how I try to go through this game. There's a major element, and it's going to bother me a little bit. But it maybe in a semi-bad way, but it's not. It wasn't intentional. It was maybe done accidental. But that's all I really want to say on the matter. They also showed off that, you know, they're releasing a bunch of games on the Switch, which, you know, I don't really care about. They announced that, you know, they're going to be remastering Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VIII, which is great. I think that once the remake is out, I think that Final Fantasy VIII is probably the next game that they should remake. If not, they should probably remake Final Fantasy VI. I think that would be incredible to see that with current gen graphics, or technically next gen graphics, which I think is the best time that thing will come out. And yeah, that was about it. I mean, the Nintendo conference was actually earlier today, but you know, I don't really pay attention to it much. I'm betting that they just announced a bunch of rehashed retro games, so I'm guessing they maybe announced like another Star Fox game, or another Metroid game, or another Smash game, or another Zelda game. I don't know what the hell they announced, but that's Nintendo for you. They just keep reusing the same 3, 4, maybe 5 franchises, and they just make another sequel to them, and that's it. So overall, I think E3 was okay, but I can understand why E3 for some it's lost its appealment. It's not as exciting as it once was. E3 was definitely a much more special show in past years than it is now. And a friend of mine told me that this probably might end up being the last E3 that they have in Los Angeles, or it might be just the last E3 in general. And I don't think that's the case, because I think that for next year, I think Sony will be back. I expect some kind of like much more legitimate announcement about the PlayStation 5, or some more information probably within the next 6 months. I'm really hoping that they have a PlayStation Experience this year, because there's a few more exclusives they're going to be coming out hopefully within the first 6 months of the next year, and so you kind of need to get them out before you announce the next console, which I absolutely believe that the PlayStation 5 will be coming out next holiday season 2020, around the same time that they're going to release the next Xbox. That's just how it works. So it's important that we at least get more information about these last line of exclusives for this generation, and that's just where my attention is more focused towards. So that's just my initial breakdown, just my overall thoughts on what I saw from E3. I really would like to know, what was the most exciting thing that you saw throughout the E3 conferences, and if there was something that you are disappointed was not also announced, please let me know in the comments down below. And if you like this video, be sure to like, and be sure to press one of the links in the description down below so you can follow me on all of my social media outlets to keep track of me and my future videos. And like always, I want to thank you guys for watching. You're awesome, and I will see you next time.